Today's video is for the sports bettors that are hitting the Major League Baseball bets, and you're using a lot of stats, a lot of data, a lot of information, and you keep losing, and you're wondering why. Well, I'm going to explain all that. There's a lot of misleading, bad data, bad information out there that you're applying towards your wagers, and that's why you're having the issues. I'm going to show you some tools today to use that are really going to help you get focused and really help you identify some good positive EV wins. All right, guys, here we go. Enter Best Odds Edge. This is a platform that eliminates all the noise and it focuses only on stats that directly impact the specific betting markets. This is no run first inning. NRFI, you might hear about it, called YRFI is yes run first inning. But this section here of the NRFI Pro is an option that you can choose to get all the very specific data, the specific information, and you can break this down very, very focused in a focused manner to get the Ks, the swing and miss ratios, different team tendencies, lefty-righty splits, things like that. So we're going to dig into it and show you some of the highlights of how this works. And really, you can compile some very specific data. I mean, where else can you get first inning batting average, first inning on-base percentage? And it's going to show you some of the teams that have hit some home runs in the first inning. Some of them clearly have not. You can actually move this around and rank it top to bottom, high to low, things like that. So it's going to help you quickly find the best possible data that you can apply to a very specific market. And this is what we like to see. You like to see a very focused set of information. So much of the stats and so much of the information of people losing is because they're using a compilation of season-long stats and data that really are irrelevant. You know, this is a very focused situation where it's giving you a very focused specific pitcher versus the lineup that they will see, shows you the at-bats and their history and how they've done. So you can actually take a look to see, you know, what's going on with this very, very focused team and individual pitching and hitting records. So this is something I highly recommend you use very, very specifically for the NRFI, the no runs first inning market, and also the YRFI. But what I have found is this data can be applied towards the first 3 innings, first 5 innings, things like that. You can also get the parlay that they open up and show you some of the data that the site has compiled to give you an idea of maybe, hey, today, this Washington-Philadelphia game. Also take a look at this Giants game, give you some of the combined streaks and some of the goods, very, very focused data that you can get. And then you can go price shopping and find the best possible line and odds on the various games using this tool here to help you with all this. So again, this is going to show you very, very specific pieces of data. You have different colors to help you identify quickly and easily to do the research with this specific market. Now, we're going to cover the Strikeout Pro next. That's a pitcher's player prop bet set of data that's very, very helpful too to identify more scenarios that you can apply towards MLB markets. I like to break down the MLB bets in sections and components and alternative markets, and this Strikeout Pro, another one of the tools with best odds that you can get in a bundle situation, and you can actually, you know, get an idea of their average Ks. Well, okay, so Gore here has got 8.83 average Ks, but is he going up against a team in Philadelphia that you know is struggling or doing really, really well against left-handed pitchers? You can actually get that stat information here and pull it up to their overall hitting, their K percentages. You can actually do it left-handed, right-handed. This is kind of interesting because you'll notice that in the left-handed splits versus the right-handed splits, you can see here the Diamondbacks doing really, really well against left-handed hitting, and holy cow, the Mariners, the Rockies down here at the bottom really, really struggle. So, you know, when you break up this into very specific focused sets of data, you can see who's doing well in certain situations, and you can you know, really get a very focused look at the pitcher props, the pitcher data based on ball percentage, the odds you can apply to these bets when you see some opportunities arise, and really break this down however you'd like. I kind of like to use 2025 information, but certainly once we get into the season a little bit further, I might use the last 10. But again, this tool is just amazing. There's a trial basis. Check it out. It's something you're going to be able to use on a daily basis. I'd hit it with the first thing in the morning, cup of coffee, and run over the stats, the data here to check out the matchups and kind of look for opportunities that I can apply towards the betting markets. And the reason why this is important is because you can get an overall feel for you know, the game, whether it's an over or an under, maybe on a total, on a full game or a first 5 innings. but it's certainly a way to really break down and get the information you need to help you develop a bet plan and a profit plan for the day in MLB, and then worry about the full game or the live betting later on into the bullpens and things like that. But the Strikeout Pro, Nerfy Pro, it's a no-brainer, guys. All right, guys, there you go. That's sort of a 30,000-foot view of the tools that I've mentioned in the video here. We'll be doing a lot more specific videos using those same tools to apply towards the alt markets, the betting markets that you can take advantage of all throughout the year. And if you do have an interest in sort of the one-on-one consultations, the one-on-one coaching, that's kind of what I'm here to help out with. You know, we set those free phone calls up to talk to you about where you're located, what your betting markets are, what your goals are with it. Kind of turn this into a part-time and a full-time income if that's something of interest to you. And using the tools, getting the education, and having a profit plan, having a bet plan to apply is really the key. The last thing I'll tell you is take that sports betting quiz. There's a link down below. It takes about 2 minutes. It's going to help you identify where you're doing really, really well in the sports betting education, and maybe where you can start to improve and start to get better information to help yourself elevate and be more profitable. So those are the keys and the tips I can help you with today. Appreciate you stopping by.